Something has just detonated inside the world of Oak Island, and it was never meant to surface. Not here, not now, not like this. But because of a leak, everything we thought we knew about Season 13 has flipped on its head. This isn't another broken token, a rusted nail, or a curious fragment from the past. What the team uncovered is something no one expected to see on this side of the Atlantic, a relic that challenges geography, history, and every accepted timeline. It feels ancient, impossibly ancient, and encrypted. Its markings aren't random scratches or weathered chips. They look intentional, coded, mathematical, like someone wanted to leave a message hidden in plain sight, but only for the right eyes. And here's where things get even stranger. The experts themselves can't agree. Some believe this is the missing key, the one clue that could lead to the truth, buried beneath centuries of stories and traps. Others whisper that it's not a key at all, but a warning, a message we were never supposed to read. So why hide something so deep beneath the earth? Why build tunnels, water traps, stone markers, legends, and riddles just to protect a single encrypted object? If the leak is accurate, if even a fraction of it is real, then Oak Island might no longer be a treasure hunt. It might be a countdown, a story that's been waiting hundreds of years to finish writing itself. And here's the reality. Once this discovery goes public, the entire world may have to rethink who came here, when they arrived, and what they were trying to hide. Before we dive into the evidence, hit subscribe, because after today, your view of Oak Island will never be the same. Let's begin. The source behind the leak claims that during off-season tests in the garden shaft, the team ran sonar scans that delivered results so sharp, so unbelievable, they repeated the process 3 times. The image they got back didn't show debris or a collapsed barrier. It outlined a flawless rectangular chamber built by human hands. Rumor has it the structure is around 10 feet wide and 15 feet long, sitting more than 140 feet underground. Imagine burying a room beneath a 14-story building. The engineering behind that, hundreds of workers, years of hidden labor, precise planning, feels impossible for the era it came from. It's ironic. For decades, all eyes have been locked on the chaos of the money pit, while a pristine chamber may have been sitting quietly nearby the entire time. And here's the real shock. The sonar didn't show an empty space. It revealed at least 3 massive, solid, rectangular objects resting on the floor inside. The density readings are off the charts, the kind you'd expect from heavy chests filled with metal, gold, silver, maybe something stranger. But the details sending the team into overdrive, the walls. The chamber appears to be coated in a thin layer of metal from end to end. That metal seems to be the reason the room is still perfectly intact, untouched by crushing pressure, untouched by corrosive water. Soil samples taken around the site reportedly confirmed traces of this mysterious alloy. This isn't a vault, it's a preserved moment in time. But here's where everything breaks wide open. The alloy itself. Leaked testing results suggest the metal coating is a lead-silver blend. On the surface, that might sound ordinary, but to historians, that combination screams something extraordinary. That alloy was a hallmark of advanced Roman engineering, used in aqueducts, in protective casings, and most famously, in tombs built for elite figures and emperors. It was expensive, rare, and complicated to create, a marker of wealth, authority, and purpose. Suddenly, older discoveries on the island look different. The Roman pilum tip, the Roman-era coin, once dismissed as random or misplaced collectibles, they now fit a much bigger pattern. A Roman-style chamber, deep beneath Oak Island, hints at something once considered impossible. People with Roman-era knowledge working in North America more than 1,000 years before Columbus. This wasn't a washed-up boat crew. This was a major operation. One theory being whispered behind the scenes: a group connected to the early Knights Templar preserved fragments of Roman technology and used them to build a hidden sanctuary here. If that's true, the Lagina brothers may have found something far more important than pirate loot. They may have tripped over a missing chapter in North American history. And the location of the chamber? It lines up with a geometric point tied to Nolan's cross. Not at the center, but carefully positioned along its pattern. A spot you'd only discover if you knew the full design. This leads to a massive new theory. The chamber may not be the final vault. It could be a decoy, a sacred antechamber, maybe even a tomb. Think about it. Pirates didn't build elaborate flood tunnels to protect gold. But the Templars, they were rumored to possess relics beyond value. The Holy Grail, the Ark, ancient artifacts of faith. You wouldn't bury something like that in a simple pit. You'd enshrine it in a masterwork chamber built with ancient knowledge. And that's exactly what this looks like. Suddenly, the strange clues connected to the Knights of Malta make more sense. For the first time, the island, the symbols, the cross, the layout, everything seems to be locking into place. If this chamber is a false vault, then the real treasure may be hidden even deeper. And Season 13? It's headed straight for the chamber. The drilling, the scanning, the dye tests, all of it was leading to this moment. The team now knows where to dig, how deep, and what might be waiting. The hunt is no longer the question. The recovery is. And yes, people are skeptical. After 12 seasons, who wouldn't be? But think about what viewers have been asking for. Stop showing broken wood. Show us something real. If these leaks are true, this is real. A man-made chamber, lined with metal, buried deeper than logic, from a time that shouldn't exist here. Everything Oak Island has ever been may be about to change. This is the turning point. A find this massive doesn't just drop out of nowhere, right? So it makes you wonder, have the Lagina brothers known more than they've let slip? Because a discovery like this doesn't just shake up a TV show, it shakes up history itself. This is bigger than hidden gold, bigger than buried treasure. This opens up the question of who truly reached the Americas first and when. The impact is enormous, and when the stakes are this high, every move is calculated down to the inch. We get to watch the story unfold, one episode at a time. But for the team on the island, this isn't just entertainment, it's legacy. They're standing on the edge of solving a 230-year-old puzzle. And this chamber could be the key that unlocks the whole thing. But the most electrifying question still hangs in the air. What's actually inside those chests? And then there's the idea of the 8th member of the Fellowship. But here's something the show never spells out. The Fellowship isn't just the core group you see on camera. There's a massive, invisible force working behind the scenes, and has been for years. The fans, and what used to be brushed off as wild speculation. It's starting to look uncannily accurate. For every shovel of dirt the team pulls from the ground, thousands of online investigators are digging through clues. Entire digital communities, Reddit threads, forums, message boards, breaking down every frame, every theory, every scrap of data. These aren't casual viewers. They're dedicated analysts. Some are using high-resolution satellite mapping to locate patterns only visible from above. Others are overlaying Zena Halpern's maps onto modern surveys with pinpoint accuracy. And people are combing through ancient shipping records and Templar financial ledgers with the intensity of professional researchers. That French line theory, linking Nolan's Cross to sites across Europe, that didn't originate in the war room. It came from late-night fan discussions online. This isn't just an audience, it's a global brain, crowdsourcing the solution to one of the biggest mysteries in the world. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. The real secret isn't what the fans are discovering. It's who's paying attention. A source connected to the show has hinted that the production research team watches these online discussions closely. That means the next major revelation you see on screen may have started not with a centuries-old clue, but with a comment posted by a retired engineer somewhere in Arizona. It creates a strange feedback loop. Are producers simply checking viewer interests? Or are they actively pulling theory after theory from the fan base to fuel new on-camera discoveries? Maybe the ultimate misdirection isn't hidden in a flood tunnel, but in the belief that the Fellowship is solving this mystery on their own. In reality, they have millions of researchers backing them. And the fan theories? They range from brilliant to downright mind-bending. Some connect Oak Island to Shakespearean manuscripts, Rosicrucian knowledge, and Viking burial sites. Others go full legend, suggesting the Money Pit could be a portal to a hollow earth, or even the crash site of an ancient alien craft. And sure, those sound extreme. But on an island where a Roman-engineered chamber may have been discovered deep underground, is anything really too outrageous? Which brings us back to that garden shaft leak. The moment the news broke, online communities lit up. Fans were the first to point out that lead-silver alloys were used by certain secret groups descended from the Templars to protect sacred writings. They were also the first to connect the depth of the chamber to ancient numerical codes tied to the Order itself. The Fellowship may have located the chamber, but the fans are already working on how to open. Could the final piece of this mystery, the missing key, be hidden, not in an ancient manuscript, but in a forgotten forum thread from years ago? That cross, yeah, the medieval one. Hand it over. And now, here we are, standing at the edge of the biggest turning point Oak Island has ever seen. For more than 200 years, the world has watched this tiny piece of land torture treasure hunters, confuse historians, and challenge everything we thought we knew about the past. But today, the ground beneath the island feels different. The air feels charged, because the clues aren't random anymore. The evidence isn't scattered. For the first time in centuries, the pieces are aligning, and the picture they're forming changes everything. Think about what's really happening here. If the leaked reports are accurate, the team isn't just dealing with rumors or fragments or theories. They're dealing with a sealed underground chamber, rectangular, perfectly engineered, and supported by metal technology tied directly to ancient Rome. Not Europe of the 1500s, not explorers from the 1600s. Rome, the empire that fell more than 1,000 years before Columbus even sailed. If that connection is real, then Oak Island isn't a footnote in history. It becomes the missing chapter. And this isn't just another TV season. This is a rewriting of the human story. And look at how it all unfolds. 3 heavy, rectangular objects resting inside the vault. Too dense, too deliberate, too perfect to be natural. Something is waiting down there, something crafted, protected, and meant to survive. For centuries, people have asked, what treasure is hidden under Oak Island? But maybe the real question was never what. Maybe it was who. Who built this? Who left it here? And who are they hiding from? There is a reason the island has outsmarted everyone, from corporate mining companies to millionaires to world-class historians. every tunnel collapse, every booby trap, every dead end. They weren't accidents. They were warnings. They were barriers. They were messages. And the deeper the team digs, the clearer those messages become. Season after season, the Lagina brothers have chased faint traces: coins, pottery, wood, symbols, tools, tunnels, iron, silver, and documents that defied easy answers. People laughed, people criticized, people gave up. But now the island itself is answering back. Imagine that moment. The drill breaks through the final layer of soil, and the chamber opens. The air inside hasn't touched the outside world in centuries. And then the team sees them. The chests, the metal, the shapes, the truth. Gold? Maybe. Silver? Possibly. Religious artifacts? It's on the table. A royal vault? Could be. A Templar reliquary? Untouched and intact? That would rewrite every history book in every school, in every country on Earth. And here's something most people don't think about. If the chamber really is lined with a Roman-style alloy, then whatever is inside has been preserved in near-perfect condition. No decay, no collapse, no damage. Whatever was placed there remains exactly as it was left. Think about what that means. If the Templars really did inherit ancient knowledge, if they really protected something sacred, then this chamber may not just contain treasure. It may contain instructions, writings, symbols, records, names, proof. And remember, the island has never been about luck. Everything on Oak Island was designed: the geometry, the alignments, Nolan's cross, the flood tunnels, the markers, the traps, the structures, the anomalies. Nothing was random. Someone put it there with intention. And now the team is inches away from discovering that intention. But here's the twist most people overlook. Oak Island never belonged to any one person. Yes, the team is doing the digging. Yes, the Fellowship is doing the heavy lifting. But this mystery belongs to everyone. To every viewer, to every theorist, to every historian, to every dreamer. And that's why this discovery feels different, because whether we're watching from home or working online or standing on that platform in the freezing wind, we are all part of this moment. It doesn't matter if you've believed from the start or if you doubted every step. We're here now, together, at the doorway of the impossible. And that brings us to the most important question of all. What happens if the vault opens? What happens when the world sees what has been hidden beneath Oak Island for centuries? Will it confirm everything the team has ever hoped? Or will it reveal something none of us are prepared for? One thing is certain. The truth is no longer buried in myth or rumor. The truth is inside that chamber. Maybe it's gold. Maybe it's sacred history. Maybe it's a message from people who crossed an ocean long before history recorded it. Or maybe it's something so strange and so powerful that it changes our understanding of who we are as a civilization. What's waiting down there isn't just treasure, it's identity. The countdown has begun. And once the first artifact is lifted from that chamber, there is no going back. Oak Island will never be the same, and neither will we. So here's your mission. Stay with us, watch closely, question everything, and get ready, because history is about to open its eyes. Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.